Hi everybody, welcome to Target Pilates Online and to today's class, which is entitled the 100 Club. So the 100 is a really famous Pilates exercise. It's actually the first exercise in Joseph Pilates' original 34, the classical series. And it's used in nearly every class, I would say. It's a very challenging exercise, yet it's quite sort of misunderstood. So I'm going to give you some options today as to how you can start to build the exercise. And as ever, I think with Pilates, a lot of us are just trying to figure out our own way with it. And so you might find that if you're in a home practice situation, some of these are going to give you a better connection than something that would be on the face of it a lot harder. So typically we just kind of run through as teachers the idea of head up, head down, or the fact the feet are on the floor, they're in a sort of tabletop position, or they're out straight. But actually there's quite a bit more that you could do with it than that, and we're going to try some of them this morning or today. And the other thing to say is that there's two kind of schools of thought on the breathing. I'm classically trained, so I was always taught that we inhale for 5 and then you exhale for 5. But if you were taught by Stop Pilates, they teach a sort of percussive breath. So you sniff in for 5, so, and then out in sort of beat with your arms. Try both and see what sort of works for you, because the idea is that on the exhale, the connection with the abdominals is deepening. So you're sort of using that exhale and the force of the air out of the lungs to really sort of wrap that midsection and get a better connection. So what I'd urge you to try is find what gives you the greatest abdominal connection and cohesion that you can find, and then perhaps vary from there. I have got a block with me, but it's not actually necessary at all. I'm trying to kind of verge towards no equipment classes where I can, but it will actually give you a better connection into sort of like the abdominals, just to kind of close into the powerhouse by connecting the inner thighs. But you could also use a cushion just as well, or nothing. You can just use the sensation of pressing your thighs together. That all said, let's crack on. Enough talk. Let us lie down. So if you're not familiar with the exercise, we start with the arms would be all the way overhead, probably just out of shot there, apologies if I am. And then we would curl up into a position and begin beating the arms. So you're inhaling for 5, out, exhaling for 5, unless you're doing the percussive stopped Pilates breathing. Now, all of these can be done head up, head down. So if you find all that you feel is neck strain, leave your head down. You can do any of the leg variations or sort of mix and match. So try head up for a little bit to try and improve the strength there. Otherwise it may not improve over time. So you want to see if you can utilize that. So the first variant I'm going to use is with the block squeeze, with the feet down. So I'm just aligning myself so that I've got hips, knees and ankles in one long line, and I'm pressing everything into my midline. So I'm really feeling the connection up through my inside thighs, pressing into the block. I'm heavy across the back of the rib cage. Now let's just hold there and let's inhale, taking the arms up above the head. Now exhale, arms come in line with shoulders, so on the vertical, and then we pull through. Now breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now lie down. One big inhale. One big exhale to come up. So now breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale to come back. Exhale to come up. And beat. So we breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then lie down. Inhale, come down. Keep the press of the block even. Exhale to come up. Pull the abdominals in and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale to come down. And again, arms up, curl up on the exhale, and in 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale to lie down. Exhale, curl up, This is 6, so in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we inhale to lie down, exhale to come up. Could also do this in tabletop, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you wanted to have made it harder from the get-go, legs could have been up there. With the block is also great. Curl, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale. So the arms are there to really get the circulation moving around the body. Exhale, curl. So don't just sort of pat or flap from the shoulder. Inhale, lie down. And then last two. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale, lie down. Last time. Curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now lie down. Now, a very fond friend and teacher of mine does her beginner's version like this. And believe me, looks like nothing, no joke. Right, so we're going to lie down and the legs are out straight. So the thing that she says is that she's like, I don't like all of this kind of pressure into the hip flexors like you would get in tabletop. She does not use that position at all, and actually I come over the years to feel I probably agree with her. And we're going legs all the way out. So the idea is we're getting this real extension almost down through the rib cage, down through the abs, across through the front of the hip. And I'm as if I were on demi point. So my heels are together, toes apart in Pilates stance, but the balls of the feet are the point at which if I was standing would be on the ground with the heels raised. Now you should feel like everything is wrapping into the middle. And just with me talking and you doing, you should already feel like your legs want to just drop off of your body, and that's ideal. So this is all it is. Arms up, inhale, exhale, curl. And then inhale, lie down. And then exhale, curl. Inhale, lie down, and really everything's on that inner thigh line. Exhale, curl. So it's all pulling into the middle. So if you imagine there was an imaginary line down the middle of your body that came through your forehead, your nose, your chin, down through the breastbone, making you symmetrical like a mirror, that's what we want. Everything is pulling in towards that line, right side and left side, pulling into the middle. Inner thighs are connecting. So we exhale up, inhale, return. And exhale, curl up. Inhale, return. Again. This is take 3 more. And again. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. Now, let's circle the arms out and around and down. Step the feet back in again. So I feel like we want to do a full one now, but I'm going to do it with the block. I am going to take the halfway house here where we are in a sort of more of a tabletop position. And I've got my block lengthways so that I've got more surface area to push. So the legs are kind of, I would say in actual fact, tabletop is an incorrect thing to say because people would say 90 degrees hip, 90 degrees knee. That's not where I am. I'm just letting my legs kind of fall to me into my natural hip crease, and I'm connecting my lower abdominals. Arms up, press the inner thighs, exhale, curl, and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head down, knees in, and just give them a hug and just have a rock. Let's remove the block. kind of relax the jaw and the tongue, and a little release there. Moving my block out the way. I am just going to take the feet wide and arms softly overhead. So I'm not sort of stretched, I'm just letting them fall. And we're just going to take a little windscreen wiper. Inhale through the center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Inhale. So the feet are apart, knees are apart obviously. So they're just both dropping over to one side, but it's almost like the knee is aiming for the opposite sole of the foot. Just a couple more here. Come back to center. Let's heel toe the feet back in and let's flip. So we're lying on our front now. And I'm just going to take a cobra. So just allowing the abs to lengthen and stretch. So I'm thinking of sort of drawing my breastbone through my upper arms. And I'm sort of a little scooped in the abs, just connected enough so that I'm not feeling too much pressure in my low back. And if you are, you could come lower, but just what I'm looking for is the focus on the length and the opposition. So crown of the head and feet reaching apart in the opposite direction, just to open and stretch there. Shoulders are down the back. Just take one more breath there. And then exhale out. And then let's just go hands underneath us and just press back now into a child's pose. And stretch here, just take an inhale, exhale. And then one last breath here to finish. Hands, knees, and roll up through the spine. And then let's just turn and face front. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that's given you a few ideas, some things to play around with, stuff you can take forward to other classes, or maybe just have a little bit of consideration of your technique and what kind of works out best for you. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you have any questions, I'd be really delighted to answer them for you. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Hi guys, this is Christina from Target Pilates Online. If you've enjoyed this class today, why not check out our website for our entire back catalogue of videos and courses, weekly 60-minute class and bi-monthly live events, all totally ad-free. Come visit us today at targetpilates.online or click on the link below this video.